Greetings, Rosary Army soldiers. Greg Willits from Rosary Army here. Saturday morning, December 21st, doing an update for our giving campaign. I'm sitting here, I'm pinned down right now by my cat Molly. As I'm sitting at my desk, I got also all the thank you cards that I'm writing to everyone who has donated so far. I want to thank you all. I just finished my cup of coffee and I need to go downstairs. I want to thank you all for the donations that you've sent in for our giving campaign and give you a quick tally. Obviously, this time of year, we get really antsy and I'll be honest, nervous. We have to pray a lot for peace and patience and that kind of thing. We have 10 days left in the giving campaign, and we've raised $63,000 so far towards our $200,000 goal. I'm looking over my database for the numbers, but 63,129. And just in the last few days, the last 10 days, it's been really slow. But there's been some nice, generous donations that have come in. And again, donations both, like $10, that's huge. But we've also had, like yesterday, someone sent me an email and let me know that they're dropping a $3,000 check in the mail. And so I just wanted to say thank you personally to all of you who have donated and just give you some name endorphins and give you a shout out. Patsy last night donated $260.59. There's weird numbers, right? Why $260.59? Some people have chosen when they go to rosaryarmy.com/donate and they fill in their donation that it gives you the option to actually cover our processing fees. So because she donated $260, we probably would have been charged like $10 for Visa charge and the processing charge. And so Patsy said, well, no, she'll cover that. So we get the full amount. And that's just awesome. It's so helpful to us. But Cheryl's the one who said that she's going to drop the $3,000 check in the mail. Cheryl, you are awesome. So many years she's helped just be one of our angels who have helped us. James Kenton gave $10. Kenton, thank you so much. I know that every single amount, and when I get these donations, I'm like, see, every single amount adds up and helps us. Sally, God bless you. Sally has been a longtime supporter. Hunter, Charlie, Don, and Sarah dropped a $500 check in the mail. Y'all are awesome. Robert, William, Dr. S, so glad to have you aboard. And Dr. S said that she could relate to some of the health issues that we've had in our family this last year. If you haven't watched an episode from about a month back when Jennifer ended up in the hospital. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate the prayers very much. Catherine, who I had an opportunity to talk to for the first time a few weeks ago. Brandy, who's been around. Brandy is a mom with a whole bunch of kids now. Brandy's been around since nearly the beginning of Rosary Army. She was a teenager in high school, and so she made a donation of $100. Thank you, Brandy. Vincent, Polly, God bless you. Polly pledged $1,000. Will be coming in the mail soon, but Polly also dropped us some Christmas presents in the mail. And we really do appreciate it. It was so fun to get that. We've already gone into the chocolate. We've started eating it. And the gift cards, we'll put those to good use. So thank you very much, Polly. Norma, Arthur, Daniel, Terry, Ruth, Kristen, Louise, Thomas, Michael, oh my goodness gracious. Michael, I've told you this before, but thank you so much. Michael donates $500 a month to Rosary Army, which is just huge help. That adds up to $6,000 a year. Plus, Michael has been one of our major angel donors in the past. He made School of Mary happen. His family has been a blessing to our family in so many different ways. His dad was a blessing to us. We've talked about his dad, who's a deacon who, anyway, I don't want to go into that whole story, but a huge blessing. Michael, we just so appreciate you and your family. Pam, Jasmine, Asuncion, Marie, Eve, John, Jim, Dean, Diane, Patty, Kelly. I'm going to say all the names, but listen for your name. Teresa, Mary, Rudy, Donna, John. Rudy, by the way, I'm praying for you in your situation. Fred and Joy. Love Fred and Joy. We know them from church. Terrence. I think I said Dean already yet, but thank you again, Dean. Dean, I quoted him in an email, and I can't remember if Dean was the one who saw us on EWTN earlier this year or what it is, but he said something in an email, now I forget what it was, that really stuck out to me, and I've gotten so many emails in the last month that they're all starting to blend together. Faith, Paula, Jacqueline, Phil and Mindy, Deacon Phil and Mindy, great family, huge supporters of Rosary Army for so many years. Thank you so much. Robert, God bless you, Robert. Robert made a $1,000 donation. Holly, Ronald, Barb has a great story. So Barb's a monthly donor, and Barb is a teacher, and she really lives out Rosary Army's mission of make them, pray them, give them away. She's an elementary school teacher. Every year she gets a new group of students. Every year she makes a rosary for each one of her students, and they take that rosary with them at the end of the school year, and then she makes another batch of them for the next group, and she's been doing that for years. I love that. Amelia, Anita, Vanessa, Bob and Kathy, Patrick, Don DeLash. Sorry, Don, I shouldn't have said your last name, but Don's been around for a long time as well, and always is a big support. Ken and Verna, I'm actually writing your thank you note right now. I got a stack of thank you notes, and it's always a way for me to pray for the people who donate as well. That I'm thinking about you, and I'm saying a prayer for you as I'm writing that on the envelope. Mary, Clayton, great seeing you there, Clayton, Maureen, Elizabeth, Sarah, Aaron, Susan, Raymond, Virginia, James, Troy, Mary Kay, who's my aunt. Thank you, Aunt Mary Kay. Pat, Rosemarie, Mark. Mark made several donations. Mark, you're awesome, man. Rosemarie, different Rosemarie. There's two different Rosemaries. Elizabeth, Donna. Donna's been around for a while. Ron and Pat, oh my goodness gracious, the longtime supporters as well. Both morally and financially, they're supporters. And prayerfully as well. They pray for us too. My cousin Ann, who's a monthly donor of $50. Thank you, Ann. Julie and Michael, who pray for them. They had their 6th kid on the way at the beginning of the month. I'm assuming the baby's here. But pray for them and their growing family. They're $100 monthly supporters, and they have been for several years. So that adds up. $100 a month, it's $1,200 a year. It goes towards the mission. It's a huge help. John, Steve, oh my gosh, Steve in Texas has also been a longtime supporter. Steve has been a blessing to our family in many ways as well, and I've gotten to know him in person. There's another Steve in Texas who's a deacon, but this is different. This is Stephen R. You know who you are. Made him go to a really bad action movie back in 2015 when we were at a conference together. Trez, we're praying for you and your intentions that you asked us to pray for. Melanie, Sally is just such a blessing as well. Anne Marie, I'm enjoying reading these names because after a while, the names of donors and the names of people that we trade emails with become very familiar to us. And so it's every year when we see the same names popping up, it's always it's heartwarming to us. Amy, who also sends me Lick-O-Maid sticks in the mail, and I'm still working on mine, and I never thanked you for the last batch, but thank you. I have my secret stash in our pantry that I keep them in a Ziploc bag. Pat, Julie, out in California. Julie, we're praying for you and your intentions as well, that you had submitted. Gary, two Garys. This was interesting. 2 Garys in a row. I mean, it's like one donation came in and then next donation. Both were Gary H's. So different Gary H's, but they were Gary H's. And then right before Gary H's, there was a Gregory H. So thank you to Gregory, Anita, Philip. Philip has also been over in Ireland. He's been a donor for years. Philip, I hope I said it right. I'm pretty sure it's Ireland. I always get confused when you and I have corresponded, if you're in Ireland or if you're in another part over there. But I want to say you're Ireland. Connie, Karen and Paul, dear friends of ours who donated $1,000. Thank you so much for your help. Julia and Ken, who I had a fantastic conversation with a few weeks ago. They have a great family, great testimony. Rosary Army's really made a difference in their lives, and we're so blessed to know that. Philip, who's also been a longtime supporter, and actually I got to thank you as well. Philip not only sent a donation to Rosary Army, but he sent a little bit of extra with a note saying that Jennifer and I had to go out to eat and use that money to do so. And Phil, we did that. There's a new pho restaurant nearby, and I'm a sucker for a good bowl of pho, a Vietnamese pho. And so we went and tried that out, and we thought about you and your family. So thank you, Phil. We appreciate that so much. Martin, Richard, Heather, we're praying for you and your family. I didn't realize that you were dealing with what you're dealing with, and we will definitely be praying. Robin, who I think I said already. Lisa out in Colorado, who is also, Lisa Lisa's been a blessing in a different way. Not only is she a monthly donor, but she has been my I have a Substack where I have been publishing chapters of this novel that I wrote, and making it available for free. And Lisa has been like my number one editor, a copy editor. She finds all my mistakes that I posted on my Substack. Eugenia, Jessica, I had a great conversation with her. John, had a great conversation with John. Joan, Matt, and Jolanda, thank you both so much. Eamon, Lisa, Jeffrey, Amy, who actually just lives, I don't know, about 20 miles away from me. Mark, Chris, Cynthia. Cynthia's also been around. Cynthia, I think, kind of found Rosary Army around COVID time, if I remember correctly. The next one, he's a donor every year, and I always feel bad. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I think it's Anoy, over in Alabama. Anoy, thank you so much. It's always so exciting when we hear from you and your donation shows up every year. It always catches us off guard, and we're so surprised and so grateful. Michael, John, Ellie, Dave, Tommy, Ann, Jacqueline, Tommy with an E, by the way, at the end. Jacqueline, Julia, Joanna, Anne Marie. I may have said Anne Marie already. Sigmundo, I actually just wrote Sigmundo's thank you card a few days ago. Sigmundo, I don't know why. I love writing your name. You donated last year. I remember I enjoy the flourish of writing your name out. Martha, Dean, Nicholas, and Nancy, who have also been longtime supporters in many different ways. Nicole, Christian, Dan. Oh my goodness gracious. So Dan is a new monthly donor at $10. Dan is a childhood friend of mine who we lost contact with each other at the end of 7th grade, I think. And I moved to one state and he moved to another. And just this year, he popped in my head and I found him on Facebook. And I did not expect Dan to sign up, but Dan, God bless you. I went on road trips with Dan and his dad a couple times and watched really stupid movies. I could tell you the movies I watched in Dan's basement all those years ago and playing Atari 2600 games. We watched Caveman, Xanadu. I remember Caveman the most. Such a stupid movie with Ringo Starr. Caveman, Xanadu. Flash Gordon, the original Flash Gordon. I remember watching that in Dan's basement. I remember Dan introduced me to WKRP in Cincinnati too. Janet, God bless you. Janet is a annual donor, donates $5,000 a year. Thank you so much. Kim, longtime supporter, his entire family, had a great conversation with him. Zena, longtime supporter as well. My wife is on there as well because we donate to Rosary Army as well to keep the apostolate going. Pat, Father Corey, Ed and Stephanie are monthly donors, $150 a month. That adds up to $1,800 a year. It's a huge help. Mac and Catherine, our dear friends, they donate monthly as well. Lisa, John, the St. John Family Giving Back Fund, Judy, Cindy, Elaine, Frederick, William, Kathy, who we know from church, Marilyn, longtime supporter, Jim, longtime supporter, a buddy of ours from Steubenville University, Angie, again, just a huge blessing to us, Colette, a huge blessing to the apostolate, Laura, Mark again, Sheila, Patrick, Alessandro, praying for you as well, Maria, Charlie, Javier, Elizabeth, almost there, almost done. Maria Elena, longtime rosary maker. Before Rosary Army was a thing even, she and I were in a Yahoo rosary making group together. Adam, Joseph, and Robin. Whew. Took a long time. If you watch this whole video, God bless you. But just wanted to say thank you again. Again, all these donations add up to $63,129. So it's, we're considerably less than what we need. And we're already kind of thinking, okay, how do we pivot here if we're not going to have, we still have $136,871 that we need to raise. $136,871. That's a lot. And we know that God does amazing miracles, but then, I start doing math. And I'm like, okay, if 136,871 is what we have to raise, and we have 10 days left to do it. That's, 13,687 or 13,700 a day. I've never seen that happen. I'm not Not saying I'll doubt that God could make it happen. That one huge donation could take care of that. But we're so blessed to be able to do this work. In some years, it's we have a lot to work with. In some years, we have less to work with, and we're just going to keep pushing forward as long as we can. And we thank every single one of you for being a part of it. If you haven't donated, want to make a donation, or if you want to donate again, of course, you know the address, rosaryarmy.com/donate. God bless y'all.